Hey everybody, this is Christa with the Big Family Homestead, and today I promised I was going to show you how I was going to use those freeze-dried hash browns that we made on this past Monday. So we're going to go ahead and do that. This is going to be fast, easy. There is no recipe, folks. No. There's no recipe because you know what? You can put in whatever you want into this hash brown casserole. Okay, for ingredients, we're going to use a variety of these things. You don't have to use any of these. I may not even use all of them, but this is what we do need to have. We do need to have some fresh eggs or some freeze-dried eggs. I have both. I'm going to use fresh eggs because we have chickens, and honestly, I don't want to use up my freeze-dried eggs. We're going to use a little bit of green chili peppers, some onion slices. I may use a bit of red and green bell peppers. I'm not quite sure yet. Definitely going to use some of my freeze-dried cheese. This is feta. It is absolutely delicious. And then some mozzarella cheese for the little bit of creaminess. And then there's some mushrooms. I may omit those today. I'm not exactly sure yet. Not sure how I'm feeling. And then we've got our sausage crumbles, and then those freeze-dried hash brown potatoes that I made the other day. So here we go. All right, this is going to be, I actually just had to grab another seasoning off the shelf. The Chef's Choice from Thrive Life is one of my favorite seasonings pretty much ever. That and everything bagel seasoning, these are my favorite seasonings. So this is going to be a quick whip together thing. If you have freeze-dried eggs and want to use them, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. Just account for the liquid that you're going to add. I'm going to use our farm fresh eggs because honestly, I don't want to open this. I want to save this for those times when my chickens are not laying eggs, when there's something weird, like a weasel came and took out all my chickens or whatever. But I want to save my freeze-dried eggs. So I'm going to set that over here. So I'm going to start with our eggs. I'm going to crack them into a separate bowl. I started to crack it into a main bowl, but don't do that because farm fresh eggs, you never know what you're going to find. So I know these are fresh, so I'm not really worried. But still, if there's a shell in there, I don't want to mess with that. So we're going to go ahead and put them into this big bowl, and then we're going to whisk those up. But with this recipe, honestly, you can put whatever you want. You can put whatever kind of meat you want. You can put in sausage, like kielbasa style, breakfast sausage, links, chop those up. Ground beef, you can use a beef product if you don't do pork, which, I know there's a lot of people who don't. I'm going to actually use the Thrive Life sausage crumbles. They're really, really good. I like those a lot. So I've got 8 eggs here. I'm not making a super huge casserole. I've got an 11 by 7 pan that I'm using. And I'm gonna, we're just gonna throw this together. Honestly, this is, I told you, there's no recipe. I'm just winging it. I love those kind of recipes where it's just do what you like, put in things that you like. Don't make somebody's recipe that, is mediocre. Make it how you want. You can take another recipe and you can say, okay, well, I like this kind of structure, but I'm going to go ahead and alter it for our family. We're going to whisk those eggs. So again, there's 8 eggs. That's the one thing, the one standard that I've got. I'm going to take some of our milk. Just going to give it a good splash. You know what? I'll just put the rest of it in there. There's not much left in the jar, so I don't want to have to put it back in the refrigerator. And that liquid will actually help to rehydrate some of the items that we put in there. So now we're going to go ahead and just put in a pinch of salt. And then our Chef's Choice. You can use whatever seasoning you want. You could add some heat to this. I just like the different seasonings that are in here. There's peppers and onions, chili peppers, which I'm going to add more of that to it. There is actually even a dash of sugar in here. but you really can't taste that sweetness. That looks good. All right. Okie dokie. Now we're gonna go ahead and get our chili peppers. Add a couple of pinches of those. And then our onions. And these are onion slices. I love these big pieces. Let me see if I can find a nice big one. Well, here I can just show you. Nice big chunks. We're just gonna put a couple of handfuls of those in there. I love onions. And then our red bell peppers. These are so good. Look at those. And they smell just amazing. So I'll just sprinkle those in there. I'm not even gonna chop them up. Just gonna leave it as it is. And then some of our sausage crumbles. That looks good. And then our cheese. Give this a good mix. I need a different spoon. My stuff is getting caught in there. All right. Oh. Set that over there. All right, let's give this a good mix. Oh, that looks so good. All right. Now we're gonna get our cheeses out. I've got mozzarella and I have some feta. This is stuff we freeze dried here at home. We had gone to Cloverdale in Curtis. I had made a mistake the other day in my video and I said it was Colby. It is not Colby, it is Curtis. Colby is where they came up with the original Colby cheese. So I'm just gonna throw the rest of this in there. There's not that much. It's probably maybe a cup, half a cup. So we'll throw that in there. And then we'll add some of the, whoops, throwing stuff on the ground, folks. We're gonna add some feta. Ooh, this stuff is so good. Some feta in there. Ooh, that's gonna be so delicious. And then we'll seal this back up when we're done. And then I will take probably half of this container. Now this container, when I freeze dried it, before freeze drying it, it was 2 1/4 pounds of unfreeze dried, so frozen hash browns. And so this is, I'm going to add about a pound of this. There we go. Take that out. I don't want that in there. So I'm going to take about half of this. And I don't want to do too much to it because I don't want them to break up into little pieces. There we go. Should do it. Put that back in there for now. I'll reseal these here in a second. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to preheat the oven. 375. Now we're just going to give this just a light toss. I don't want to over mix this. I want to have those nice big pieces of hash browns. It looks dry right now, but it's gonna be, there's still egg in the bottom. There it goes. Look at that. It's rehydrating those potatoes as we speak. Oh, this is gonna be so good. Yeah, it is. Oh my heavens, 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 heavens. That's so good. Look at that. Okay, now we've got our pan here. Let's just swap places. We're going to go ahead and spray this with just some spray oil. If you want to use butter, you can use butter. I want to grease the pan, so I don't want anything to stick. And this is honestly just the easiest. We get these from Aldi. I really like them. There we go. All right, now let me grab a spatula. Okay, now we're just going to take this. Just pour that right in there. Look at that. Oh, I spilled. Look at that. I spilled. Darn it. That's okay. It's a clean towel. We'll go ahead and put that back in there. Look at that. That looks so delicious. All right, get the rest of those good bits out of the bottom of the bowl. And I will be honest, I think we need to add a couple more eggs to this. I think it's a little too dry. So I'm gonna grab the eggs out of the refrigerator. And we'll go ahead and crack some more, whisk those, and set that right there. And then mix this up and pour it on top. Because we don't want a dry casserole. We want a nice, moist casserole. So I'm gonna go ahead and crack up probably the rest of these. Let me do a couple at a time though. This is, I love cooking like this because you can kind of just see what works. And yep, we need the rest. We need the rest, but that's okay. We have our own eggs, we have our own chickens, so it really is okay with it. And I know a lot of folks don't have chickens, and that's okay. You can alter this recipe for your family. Sorry. All right, whisk those up. I don't want whole eggs in there. I want them beaten where they're nice and fluffy. There we go. All right, we'll put those in on top of that, just like so. That looks so good. All right. Let me switch places here. Oh yeah, this is gonna be perfect. So I'm just gonna press down the hash browns into the egg, just like that. And those hash browns are pretty much rehydrated as it is, but we want that egg to be nice and fluffy. There we go. That looks really good, guys. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're just going to wait for the oven to heat up. We're gonna put it into a 375-degree oven, probably for about a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, depending on how quick the egg cooks. So we'll see you back here in just a few. All right, I told you I was gonna reseal those jars. Well, I'm gonna do that now while the breakfast casserole is baking. I'm gonna go ahead and dust the edge off here on the edge of the jar. I'm gonna clean off this because it might have gotten a little dusty, not a problem. But it still works. We can reuse these. So this is a regular mouth lid. This machine is fantastic. I absolutely love this machine. It will vacuum seal regular mouth and wide mouth. So we're gonna go ahead and do it the regular mouth one first. This is fantastic because you can take this anywhere. Camping, to the store. No, why would you take it to the store? That's so silly. No, I'm just teasing. You don't take it to the store. But this is very portable. It's battery operated and you can take it anywhere. Camping, RVing, you know, whatever. So this is one machine. Instead of having to bring your food saver out and then the attachments, it's one deal. And the oven is now heating up. So we're gonna seal it. I'm gonna press down on this just for a few seconds and then let it go. It's gonna seal and do its thing. And I'm gonna put this in the oven. There we go. So about 30 seconds is what I like to seal this at. I'm gonna set a timer. I know I'm kind of scatterbrained. That's how I roll here in the kitchen. We're gonna set this for 30 minutes. Because if I don't set a timer now, I will forget. All right, this is sealed. I had to check it. See, it's sealed. I do put a ring on it. No, I don't put a ring on it. I put these aren't called rings, but that sounded really funny. I put a ring on it. No, I don't. So put a ring on it just to keep that lid there. I like to put those on there. If it gets knocked or something like that, it breaks that seal, then my food's not wasted. So here's another one. I'm gonna wipe this off. This is the wide mouth. Take the towel and just kind of wipe that off there. All right, so now to get to the wide mouth sealing, you just See these two, this red line here, you just open that up and there it is. Put that on top. Actually could put this in a smaller jar, but I'm not doing that right now. So there, we're just gonna let this go for 30 seconds. See the countdown there, or the count up, I guess you should say, so that I can know how many seconds it has been sealing. See, you can count with me. Just about there. It's a bigger jar, so it's gonna take a little bit longer, but that's okay. 30 seconds, we're done. See, there we go. It's sealed. I mean, this is not, half-gallon jars are not light, so there we go. So these are gonna seal. We're gonna let this cook for 30 minutes. We'll check to see when if it's done at 30 minutes. If not, we'll let it go a little bit longer. But we'll be back in a few. Oh, guys, you gotta see this. Look at this. Does that not look absolutely delicious? Some of the crispy edges. Oh my heavens. I cannot wait to taste this. I'm gonna get a cooling rack first. Sorry for the loud. Look at that. Oh my gosh. That looks so good. The little bits of feta I can see in there. I'm not even getting a bowl. Well, you know, I probably should get a bowl. Hold on. All right. This looks so good. Oh man. Look at that. Set beautifully. It's not sticking. Look at that. I need a bowl. I needed a plate. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? Oh man. It's probably piping hot, but who cares? Oh, come on. Oh my heavens. There is so much flavor going through that. The peppers, the onions, the sausage, the chef's choice seasoning. Oh. That's my happy dance. Delicious, delicious, delicious. I gotta have a moment here. It's so good. Ruth is over here. She's laughing at me. Come here, why don't you taste this? Here, you tell me what you think, kiddo. Here. It's hot. What do you think? It's still hot.
A bit bad.
What?
That is really good.
It's not really good. And you saw how easy that was. Oh, this is my kid for me. I mean, let me tell you. She takes my food. It's okay. It's all right. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't be afraid to make hash brown casserole. And you know what? And if you don't have freeze-dried ingredients, you can use store-bought ingredients. This, I wanted to show you. I want to make this up with all freeze-dried stuff and put it in a Mylar bag. That way then all we need to do is add milk and water to it. But I didn't do that today. I totally completely slipped my mind. I was wanting to show you the breakfast casserole and didn't even think about the shelf-stable part of it, but you can do that. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please don't hesitate to like and subscribe. It truly helps our family out. I'm Krista and Ruth with the Big Family Homestead, and you have a blessed and amazing day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is I wouldn't say even 15 minutes later, maybe 10. The pan is actually still really hot, but it's mostly gone. The family loved it. This is a win for a quick breakfast. Hands-off breakfast. This was, I mean, I mixed it all together, threw it in the oven, and it was done in 30 minutes. This is a great camping meal too. You can prep all of this stuff in a Mylar bag. If you want to bring fresh eggs, but you can prep it in a Mylar bag or vacuum seal bag, whatever, and cook it in cast iron over fire. Super, super fast. Very delicious. Brad actually even put Cholula sauce on top of his. So
win.
Yeah. So this was a win. Everybody loved it. It's, like I said, it's practically gone. So,
Thank you, Mama.
Yep.